Hello? Hello, good morning. If you can hear me, please type in yes. Hello, good morning. Good morning. You're welcome to plan your trade your plan, trade review for the 10th of April 2019. Good morning all. Thank you all for coming. If you can hear me, please let me have your yes, please, so that we can start off. Okay. Good morning all. Good morning all. If you can hear me, please let me have your yes. Good morning. If you can hear me, please let me have your yes. Okay, let's start off without much delay so that we can all, I'm a bit late, kind of like today. So, as always, before we first start off, I would advise you go through this disclaimer so that you have an idea of what you're about to get into. And that out of the way, we move over to our calendar. And our calendar for today is going to be a beautiful day. A very beautiful, beautiful day. In the sense that it's going to be a fireworks Wednesday. We have British pound fundamental by 9:30 local time. Manufacturing PMI following immediately after that. By 12:45, we have Euro main refinancing rate. Excuse me. Then by 1:30, this is more important than the one by 12:45 because at this press conference, the ECB chairman Draghi would be asked questions and his response to the questions will be reflected by moves in the market. So you need to be aware of between 12:45 to 1:30. Then we also have USD news coming in around that 1:30. So it's going to be a hell of a fireworks. Then the main one by 7 p.m. So if you ask me, I would say if you don't know what to do, just stand by the wayside and observe to save yourself the stress, because it might not be a good outcome if you're not prepared. So that out of the way, we go down to the charts. So like I've been saying, the dollar index has a bearish head and shoulder pattern that is still playing out, which is foretelling dollar weakness. So if we go down to our intraday chart, and there's one thing you need to know. When you have the levels marked out on the chart, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to trade it on the 4-hour. You can trade it as low as the 30 minutes. The deal there is that you must know what you're waiting for at those levels so that you don't run into trouble trading lower time frames. You're only using the lower time frames for entries. So you need to be aware of that. So if we go down to our 4-hour, like yesterday, I was expecting the dollar to push up a bit. It didn't. So I'll get rid of this, get rid of this other one, get rid of this, and get rid of this other one. So what's the storyline now? It broke below and went back up. Now it's trying to close below. So this will be reflected in the dollar is about to start playing a sideways range movement. So you need to be a bit careful. But with this bearish close, there's a possibility it may come down to this point. So we just need to be aware of it. And that is 96.74 to 96.69. The next pair we'll look at is gold. And if you look at gold from the daily view to get an idea of how it flows from the daily view, it's pretty bearish. Very pretty bullish, bullish. But the deal there now is that it has the daily 50 moving average to contend with. So that's going to cap him. That comes in at 13.0666. That's here. It comes in as here. A move above that level will send gold towards 1321 to 1324 area here. But should gold, let me go down to my intraday chart, my intraday market. So as you can see, even gold now is at the resistance area. Like I said yesterday, if gold did not go below 1297, he has no other option but to go up. And 1297 was respected by the market as support. So now gold is currently tagging a top resistance area. And that comes in at 13.0566 to 13.0361. So this is the game plan now on this pair. Let me get rid of this. This resistance area now, we color it as support. It's going to be support now. It's going to be support. This area is going to be support. So if price drops down from here, this place would most likely serve as support. And if the market respects it as support, then they might get the momentum to move higher. And if you must observe, if I zoom into the chart, there is a trend line, falling trend line here. Let me get this well. Let me get this well located. Let me get this well located. Okay, somewhere there. So, as you can see, price needs to then clear this resistance area. But due to the fact that there are lots of rate news coming in, two major rate news coming out today, you may see a bit of sideways movement at this area. So on this pair, you just know that your topmost resistance is at, let me get rid of this lower one here. Let me get rid of this lower one here. So on this pair, you know that your top resistance is at 13.0565, and while your first level of support 1300, the second level of support comes in at 1297. That is it for gold. The next pair we'll be looking at is the USDCHF. We look at the USDCHF. Hello, if you can hear me clearly, please type in yes. If you can hear me clearly, please type in yes. If you can hear me clearly, please type in yes. If you can hear me clearly, please type in yes. Okay, let's proceed. So the person saying he can't hear me, you need to log out and log back in. Please, you need to log out and log back in. So let's continue. So that is it. For the USDCHF, we need to see how the daily candle is looking like. Well, it's still clustering around this area. There's no major, I can't say, it's not looking bullish, it's neither looking bearish. It's just annoying. But I don't trade this pair, so he's not annoying me. I don't have time for him. Let me get rid of this. So what we have now is, like I said earlier on, price is at this area. Price needs to clear above this 1.0 0. And this is what you call a psychological level. If price closes above it, then it may move higher. But be aware, there is a rising channel on the 4 hour, as you can see. So should price break above it, it may run into this area. You may see something like this. Should price break above here, you may see it have a little bit of challenge. If it comes down and finds support here, then it will move higher. But should it come down and fall below that, that area fails to hold that support, then we may see a move down. So that is the likely outcome for USDCHF. And you see, just like it has been ranging, has been kind of ranging, hasn't had any meaningful move. So the next one we'll be looking at is the EURUSD. Looking at the EURUSD from a daily point of view, yesterday's candle closed as a long upper wick, but that is not the case. The case is, the thing with wick, with dojis or inverted hammer is this. As long as the low, this low here, you don't get a daily close below it, price may move above this candle. Until you get a daily close below the low of this pink candle here, then it is not signaling bearish, bullish weakness. Until you get a close below it, then only then would you have a full bullish weakness signal. So now, what do we have on this pair now? Look at this pair and see price. Let me get rid of all this. So if we look at this now, this is our resistance area, and the market seems to be respecting it. 1284 to 1.1272. But our support, first support comes in at 1.1254, while the second level of support comes in at 1.1246. So a move below this second support will send price lower. A move above this second resistance will send price into this area. And as you can see, price seems to have started an up move as we have a higher high now. As you can see, we already have a higher high. So there's a possibility that price may be gearing to move to the north side. Let me get rid of this trend line. If you look at this, we seem to be having a bit of a move up. Yes. Let me use a channel. Let me see if I can use a channel to get this. We have a move from this point to this point. And if I take this down, if I bring this down to this point, yes, we seem to have what looks like a channel, a rising channel on price. So a move above this channel will send price to this area. May happen today, may not happen today, but now what you just need to know is where price is. So if we look at, well, the same thing too, the GBPUSD closed as a long upper wick on the day. Two things here. That is not good for the buyers. That's not a good sign for the bulls. So let me see, where am I getting rid of? Let me get rid of this middle line here, this middle zone. Get rid of this middle zone. So if I get rid of this middle zone now, what do I have here? Or what do we have? We can see there's this trend line. Since price ran into it yesterday and dropped. So now, where's our first support? Our first support comes in at 1.3035. That's our first support. Our second level of support comes in at 1.305. This is a psychological level. So our first level of resistance comes in at 1.3120. This is where our first resistance zone comes in. So now this is the game plan. price may drop down to this area and move higher. That price may try to drop down. These are some levels I have down here. So now the 4-hour 50 SMA is giving it a bit of a challenge. So you may see price drop down. As long as this 1.3035 holds, there is a possibility that price may still move higher. But a break below this first level of support and this trend line, as you can see, if you look at it, this trend line is coming all the way from here. There was a false break here. There was a false break here. So there is a possibility that price may try to move higher if these areas of support hold. So the next part we're looking at is EURGBP. Looking at the EURGBP from a daily point of view, the candle closed as a doji candle, closed as an indecision candle for yesterday. That's the daily candle closed as an indecision candle for yesterday. And if you observe, there's a falling trend line. You see the trend line is coming from way up there. So price broke above that trend line yesterday, but as it broke in above that trend line yesterday, it ran into a resistance structure at 0.8649 to 0.8631. So this area now serves as resistance. So what might most likely happen is that price might come down to this area, this support structure. As long as this support structure holds, there is a potential that price may move higher. But a break below this support structure here might send price lower. But there is something that has, if you watch clearly, this candle has a long upper wick. This candle has a long upper wick. So what does that mean? That means that this bullish trend may be wearing out. So, and as if you observe, the market is not trending, it is ranging. So it may either fall from here, or once it goes below 85, 87, that's this point, below 85, 87, then you may go down lower. And you need to be aware, if you observe, observant, anything that happens to the Euro GBP has an inverse correlative effect on the GBP crosses. So should the Euro GBP break above this resistance, it may send the GBP pairs further down. But should the Euro GBP start to drop, then the GBP pairs may rally. Like I said yesterday, when price ran into here and started dropping, that was when most of the GBP pairs started turning a bit north. So you need to be aware of that. Once you know how to interpret that, you can easily trade the GBP pairs without issues, especially the GBP GU and GBPCHF. So if you come to this pair, the daily, they all have long upper wicks. This looks like, I can't tell the name of this candle, but this is not very bullish. This is pretty bearish for the GBPCHF. So what do we do with this? We go down to our 4-hour chart and see if we can make a bit of headway from it. So if we can see, since this is my mid-level here, the market is not respecting it. So let me get rid of it so that I can see clearly. So now, what do we have here? We have what looks like a triangle. As you can see, we have what looks like a triangle. This one is too further up. Let me bring it lower down from here to this point. So as we can see, we have what looks like a triangle. A break to either side will continue in that direction. A break from either side will send price continuously in that direction. So let me be sure I get this well. Let me put this here. So this is the game plan. You just wait and see. There's resistance here. The market is respecting it between 130.95 to 131.21. there's resistance here. This trend line seems the market is respecting it. So this is your first support structure, 1.3015 to 1.2989. So, and this man basically seems to be in a ranging market. There's no trend here for sale. So the best thing is just to play the trend, know where resistance is, know where support is, and take the trade as it comes into any of those areas. Next what we'll be looking at is it's AUDUSD. It's using somebody to play football. God is seeing him. So if we look at this pair, this is resistance that we had at 0.7131. Price made a move above it and closed with this very bullish pattern here. This is an inverted hammer. This is an inverted hammer. At an area of resistance, you have this falling trend line and this static resistance here. So now, what may we be seeing on this pair? We go down to our intraday chart on the 4 hour. We might be having what may look like a kind of a retest of this high. Excuse me. Let me see. Oh, my mouse is misbehaving, sorry. Let me see. What level is the market respecting? The market is not respecting this level. It has no respect for it for now. So I will get rid of it. The market has no respect for it. So, and this trend line, I need to get rid of it. So now this is the game plan. This is resistance. And if you notice, there's a pin bar on the daily. Let me get rid of all this. So that's not sure what my mouse today. My major mouse just developed a bit of a problem this morning. So I'm using an auxiliary mouse, and the auxiliary mouse is not helping matters. It's trying to tick me off. So let me see if I can get another one. Excuse me a minute, please. My major mouse just developed a funny issue this morning. Okay, so I think I'm back in business. Yep. Yes, this is better. So let me see, get rid of this, get rid of this, so that we can. So now prices are this resistance. Prices are this resistance. The question now is, are they trying to do a double top? You see here, they broke above, came back. This is a bearish, a very, very bearish pattern. This is an evening star, but they are running back up into that area. If they fail to close above here, you drop down to your 1 hour chart. Let me see. Drop down to your 1 hour chart and look for a bearish position here. If they fail at this level, what you just look for is you look for a bearish reversal pattern here and take this trade down. So you might either take this trade from this top down to this area for like almost 30-something pips. That is if you get a bearish evidence here. You need to see a bearish evidence, because with that you have what looks like a triple top. So you just need to be aware of that. Next what we're looking at is the USDJPY. Go to the daily chart for the USDJPY. Yep, the USDJPY closed bearish with momentum. So what does that tell us? We go down to our intraday chart. These are the type of candle closes that give you bias, not the one that looks like fishbone. Those ones that look like fishbone, they don't help at all. So now this is the game plan. Price needs to correct a bit. Price needs to correct a bit. So you have two options. Let me see. So let me pull up my MT4. Let me bring up my MT4. If you pull up your MT4, let me pull. You pull up your MT4, you go to your daily time frame. When you go to your daily time frame, You look for only the candle of yesterday, because since this is a bearish candle, you look for only the candle of yesterday, then you plot your fib retracement on only that candle. As you can see, price has already hit 38.2. It may move higher. It may try to move higher. Let me see. Excuse me. But I'm not using TradingView. So let's see. As you can see, they are having a bit of problem at this 38.2 and this structure point. So they may try to spike up a bit, but now that you have an idea of where you have potential levels, that's you watch it. A move above 113.35 and you may see price move higher. But as long as price stays between 113.35, it has the potential to still move lower. But be well advised, you have USD rate news coming up at 7 p.m. local time. So you just need to be aware of that. So you may see price flash into this area, this upper area, and then drop further. So this place will now become your resistance. Let me get rid of this and rearrange this well. So this area, it's pretty big, pretty big. This area forms our kind of resistance area. So these are resistance areas for now. So if price runs in here and gets rejected, then it might come down to this support block between 1110.94 and 1110.81. So a move above this area, this 113.33, may send price to this place. So this is your game plan. You wait for a move into this area, rejection and a move down, or a break above, retest and a move higher into this area, or a move in here and a drop and a move up. So that is it for the USD JPY. The next one we'll be looking at is the EUROJPY. Look at the EURGBP from a daily point of view. Yesterday's candle closed a bearish engulfing. That's good news. At a resistance, you can see a break above and a close back below. So what do we do with this information? You drop down to your lower time frame chart. When you drop down, sorry, I've not shifted this. So what do you do with this information? Excuse me. Do I have a lower trend line? Yes. Now let me go to the 4 hour. The clearer on the 4 hour. I'll be able to see some things clearer. As you can see, I said yesterday, a break above or a break below and retest. So we'll wait for the retest of this area now. As you can see, it found support in this area. So you'll be waiting for price action at this upper area. Price action at this upper area will give you an idea of what to expect. That's found support here. Let me note this area out. Found support in this location here. Found support here. Found support here. So price may rally up a bit. So this place gives me support. So it may rally up into this area to try and test 125.58 area. Because as you know, the daily candle closed as a bearish candle, bearish engulfing. So there is a possibility that price may try to rally up a bit before going back down. The next pair we'll be looking at is the GBPJPY. That's a British pound yen. Look at it from a daily point of view. It closed bearish, but it's at the daily 50 moving average, daily 50 SMA. So that is giving him a bit of a support. I go down to the intraday chart to find out how the levels are looking like. So as we can see, I'm about to have a bit of a challenge. My backup is started singing. Can you all still see my chat? Hello, can you all still see my chat? Hello? Can you all still see my chat? Okay, let me no, new share. Can you see my chat now? Hello, can you see my chat now? Okay, so let's continue. My backup power, I was using a second monitor, so my backup power started going down, so I need to switch back to my laptop screen. So as we can see, this area on the GBP, excuse me, let's make this. So this area now, this is where we have our resistance here. This previous area, as you can see, that's where price is having a bit of a challenge, and our new support comes in at this area here. This is our new area of support. So these are first resistance, these are first support, these are second support. So price may try to, if price stays below 145.38, then it may drop lower. It may drop lower. As you can see, most of the yen pairs are correcting up a bit, so they may continue south. Because most times when all these news are coming out, the yen is a safe haven currency. In times of uncertainties, the market flock into the yen pairs. So it's a safe haven pair. So you might see a move, you might see weakness against most currencies against the yen. So the next pair I'm looking at is the EURAUD. Looking at the EURAUD from a daily point of view, this man has just been bouncing up and down like a tennis ball. It has just been going up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So now this is his daily view. It's back down to this support area. And if you notice, there's something you need to pay attention here. This is an anchor candle. This bullish candle is an anchor candle. You can see most of these candles are within his range, and the open price of an anchor candle is always support. As long as you don't get a close, what's his open price? The open price is 57.64. As long as you don't get a close below 57.64 on EURAUD, price still has the potential to move up. So if we go into our normal intraday chart, drop down to my 4-hour time frame, you can see here. So you can see price is just meandering. So this my resistance level will not hold again. The market doesn't seem to be respecting it. The market seems to be respecting a new place, and that is 158.35. So this most likely seems to be like the structure. 158.35, 157.56. A move below 157.36 will send price down to this point. Will send price down to this point. Send price down to this point. So we just need to be aware of that. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the GBPAUD. Looking at the GBPAUD, the same thing too. Looking at it from a daily point of view. If I look at it from a daily point of view, sitting above support with a kind of doji, but there's a broken trend line. As you can see, this trend line has been broken since price went to retest it. Knowing that, I dropped down to my lower time frame chart, 4 hours. Let's see what we have here. This doesn't seem beautiful. This does not seem beautiful. Let me get rid of this so that I can easily find out what we're looking at here. This is not looking beautiful. This is pretty ugly. This is not looking beautiful. This is pretty ugly. So let's rearrange this. Yes, man. Anyway, so this seems to be what we are looking at. This seems to be what we are looking at. Yep, this seems to be what we are looking at. This seems to be what's the problem? Okay, so this seems to be, these are first support, these are second support. The first support 1.8259, The second support 1.8218 to 1.8197. So these are first resistance here. First resistance 1.8346. As you can see, price has been rejected from there and price might be coming down to this area. If we find support here, it may move higher. But you need to understand, you need to remember the formation we were looking at on the AUDUSD. If the AUDUSD starts to turn back south, then the GBPAUD and the EURAUD may start to turn back north. What do I mean by turn back north? They may start to go back up. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the USDCAD. Looking at the USDCAD from a daily point of view. Looking at the USDCAD from a daily point of view. Yesterday's candle closed as a bullish candle with a long lower wick. It's like almost a hammer, but not a full proper hammer per se. But of the support and the daily 50 SMA. So if I drop down to the intraday chart, what do we have there? As you can see, set price into this level, it will move up. If it goes below, wait for a test and sell. So what we may see here is a bit of a correction and a move up. So what you would then do now is this. As this chart is, you take this low, take this high, and plot your fib, and just wait for price action. That's all you just need to do. The 38.2 comes in at 1.3318. The 50% 1.3311. 61.8 comes in at 1.3305. So these are the levels you just need to pay attention to, because price may come down to them and move back up. That is as long as the support that price made holds. So I think we have a new support. Let me get the new support in play. Yes, we have a new support structure. Have a new support structure.